Today we're going to be exploring multiple different ways in which we can install and enjoy these hex panel lights. Hopefully these displays will just inspire you to come up with your own ideas on how to install your own lights. I really wanted to check out what these lights would look like in this currently unused Tower 100 PC case. I think it looks awesome, so just try placing them in a display case somewhere. Now this lighting kit was provided to me by PUNKSTON free of charge. Now PUNKSTON is a brand that I've never worked with or even heard of before. Let me know in the comments below if PUNKSTON is a brand that you've worked with. It looks to me like they're a little more well known for their gaming keyboards, but they're just breaking into the RGB lighting business. And since I've been looking at some of those kits lately, this was a good fit to take a look at. So looking inside the box, this has everything you need to get started. It comes with 10 of the hex lighting panels. You can do up to 15. It also includes the interconnects to piece it all together. It includes a Bluetooth controller and the IR remote to control that controller, along with all of the Velcro mounting pads. So each hex panel has 13 RGB LEDs, which is plenty bright enough in my opinion. The included IR remote has all of the buttons you need to change the colors, including the 21 dynamic modes that it has. The physical controller has 3 physical buttons: power on off, a mode selector switch, and change the audio sequence. It is an IR remote, unfortunately, so you do need to point the remote at the controller to get it to change, and you will need to provide your own USB power block to plug it in. Now the connectors for each panel, they're really simple and easy to use. Just make sure that the silver connections are facing up. So again, I think it looks great in the Tower 100 PC case. I wish it was just a touch bigger so I could get all 10 panels in there, but it is what it is. It's one of my favorite looks. I'll probably come back to it. So installation is very straightforward. You're going to use these connector sticks here. The only thing you need to be aware of is that the silver connections need to be facing up, and the arrow is going to point in the direction of the signal. Once you get that done, you're going to apply the Velcro mounting pads. They do remove quite easily when you're ready to take it apart, and you're just going to piece it together here. So again, just add one piece at a time and make sure that those silver connections are facing up, and the arrow is going to follow the signal. If you reverse them in any way, they're upside down or in the wrong direction, it will not work. Plug in the power cable and plug it into your USB power brick, and then plug the cable into the very first hex panel in the sequence. And again, just to recap here, those arrows are going to always be pointing away from your USB connection. Once you get that done, power it on while you have it on the desk, just to make sure that all the panels are lit. And if they're not lit, just check that you didn't reverse any and you don't have them upside down. I did that on several occasions. And I went ahead and tested the audio function. It looks pretty good. So the next way you might choose to install these is just on a tabletop or a desk or a shelf. They look really good here. They don't need to be stuck down. They just will sit on their own weight, and it actually looks pretty good. So the next thing that I did was, as I think a lot of people will do, is install them up on the wall. I think that's the primary use for it. It looks really good there as well. You will need to use the Velcro attachment pads. Those work fine. So next, let's talk about the application you can use to control this. Now, it's an application called Magic Lantern. You can get it from iOS and the App Store. Once you get it installed, accept the privacy policy, and then once you're at the main screen in the upper left corner, click the 3 lines there, and you do want to hit the just refresh on my devices. Now, this is Bluetooth on this device, and it does for some reason require permission to this device's location. I'm not sure why. And so if you choose to allow that, then just go ahead and let it go ahead and find it, and it will link itself up to your device. This was fairly straightforward and easy to do, but once done, you get a basic color selection wheel there. There's nothing really super fancy. You can turn it off and on, control the brightness, and you get some quick select keys here as well. And so if you go into the settings, the only real notable one is shake, which means if you shake your phone, you get a little haptic feedback and it changes the color sequence. Now, the next way that I installed these is I stuck them up under the desk because I thought that might look cool. So I just stuck them up under there. And like I said, they're actually pretty bright when you have all 10 of them there. So I think it looks pretty cool. That's another way I might choose to use these because it kind of fits my decor a little bit, and just having fun with it. Now, the next thing in the application is you can click style down at the bottom, and then across the top you get a number of different style types, and with under each one of those you get a whole bunch of different sequences. Now, this lets you go way beyond the 21 that are included with the controller itself. There are some cool ones there, And the next one is you can do audio, sound, and use your mic, but it requires access to your mic and access to your files and folders. From here you can select a song and bounce the lights around and use the phone mic or an external mic on the controller itself. And that works okay. It does have a scheduling feature that never did work for me. So the included remote's got a number of different controls, obviously brightness up and down, which works good. A quick color selection wheel, including white. The timer's basically just like a sleep timer. If you hit the 1 hour, it turns it off in an hour, and then 4 different audio styles. You can hit the auto mode. It's got an on-off button. You can cycle through the 21 dynamic modes, which are animations and the speed up and down of those. Another idea I had to install these is to use a shadow box. I've got a couple laying around, and unfortunately this is a small one, so only 4 fit. I think it looks really, really cool. It'd look cool if you could get all 10 of them in there. Now the other way that I played around with it was stuck them back up on the wall just above my keyboard here. No, this is not me playing, this is just the keyboard. But the audio is very responsive with the included microphone, whether you're talking, clapping your hands, playing an instrument. I also played the guitar a little bit. And overall, it was kind of fun to mess around with. So if you've got some instruments and you're practicing, it's kind of cool. All right, so that's just a couple of ways in which you can install these hex lights. You know, you really just got to get creative in where you want to stick them in your environment. So I've had a lot of fun playing with them. The lights do look really good. You know, a couple things about it. I would skip the application, as I mentioned. I don't know why it needs all those permissions given to it. And really, overall, I found myself just not liking to use the application. The only thing that was really useful was the styles function. Gives you some additional sequences that the controller doesn't have, but that was about it. And really, there wasn't anything so earth-shattering in there. You know, for me, just using the remote control and the built-in controller is adequate for the most part. So skip the application. Now, can I recommend these from PUNKSTON? So PUNKSTON did ship these free of charge to me. They shipped them in an envelope, and the box didn't fare super well. The product wasn't damaged, it worked just fine. And you know, it was shipping overseas from China, so it took a little while for it to get here. But I did go back there and ordered a mouse pad direct using my own money from them. It arrived in good shape. I've just barely even looked at it. It works fine. It looks all right. It's a decent little mouse pad. Got it for really cheap with their 50% off. So that's going to bring up my first recommendation for PUNKSTON is get these products on Amazon. They do have competition for this same exact kit sitting out there. You know, they're just reselling it from the manufacturer. So I would recommend take a look on Amazon. I found the same kit for, you know, substantially cheaper. Even if you order it from PUNKSTON with the 50% off, it's still probably just a touch overpriced. And if you look around, I also did find a version of this same exact kit that was a Wi-Fi controller, which gave you some voice capabilities. Whether I would use that or not, I don't know. But so anyways, I think PUNKSTON's got a little bit of work to do in this space. You know, just getting into it. Get these on Amazon. That's my biggest thing. You'll ship it in a box, ship it in 2 days, and get your price in line. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about this product, as always, just put it in the comments below. I'll get to those the best I can and when I can. That is going to do it for today. Thanks for watching.